Elvish checked his dress uniform one last time in the mirror of his quarters aboard the UNSC Vanguard. The invitation had arrived 3 weeks ago, transmitted through official diplomatic channels with encryption protocols he'd never seen before. Princess Elsa of the Calithran Empire requested his presence at her wedding ceremony on the crystalline moon of Theros 7. He still didn't understand why. Sure, he'd saved her life during the Battle of the Verdant Reach, but that was 18 months ago. He'd been a grunt, a tactical specialist assigned to protect the diplomatic convoy when Calithran separatists attacked. He'd pulled her from a burning transport, took plasma fire to his shoulder, and held position until reinforcements arrived. Standard protocol. Nothing heroic. But the Calithrans didn't see it that way. The shuttle ride to Theros 7 took 6 hours through hyperspace lanes that bent light into impossible colors. Elvish sat alone, reviewing what little he knew about Calithran culture. They were a silicon-based species, their bodies composed of living crystal matrices that pulsed with bioluminescent energy. Their civilization spanned 4 star systems and had achieved interstellar travel before humans discovered fire. Most importantly, they valued honor above all else. The moon's surface glittered like a cut diamond when his shuttle descended. Massive spires of grown crystal rose kilometers into the thin atmosphere, refracting the system's binary stars into cascading rainbows. The landing pad was surrounded by Calithran guards, their crystalline forms shifting through colors that indicated alertness and ceremony. A protocol officer met him at the ramp, a human woman named Chen. "Sergeant Reeves," she said, her smile oddly nervous. "Welcome to Theros 7. I'll be your guide for the ceremony." "Just here to pay respects," Elvish said. "The princess was kind to invite me." Chen's smile faltered. "About that, there's something you should—" "The honored guest arrives," a booming voice echoed across the landing pad. A massive Calithran approached, easily 3 meters tall, his crystalline body burning with golden light. "I am Lord Theron, father of Princess Elsa. You have traveled far, young warrior." Elvish saluted, crisp and military. "It's an honor, sir. Thank you for the invitation." Theron's faceted eyes studied him with an intensity that made Elvish's combat instincts flare. "The honor is ours. Come. The ceremony begins at the zenith alignment." "We have much to prepare." The preparation chambers confused Elvish immediately. Instead of being shown to guest seating, he was taken to a private suite where attendants, both human and Calithran, waited with elaborate ceremonial armor. Not his military dress uniform, something else entirely. "Wait," Elvish said as they began to undress him. "I think there's been a mistake. I'm just a guest." Chen stepped forward, her expression pained. "Sergeant Reeves, Elvish. There's been a cultural misunderstanding, a significant one." His blood ran cold. "What kind of misunderstanding?" "When Princess Elsa sent you that invitation, in Calithran custom, she was invoking the debt of life. By saving her during combat, at great personal risk, you established a soul bond. In their culture, this creates an obligation that can only be fulfilled through marriage," Elvish finished, his voice hollow. Chen nodded. "The invitation wasn't to attend her wedding, it was to participate in it, as the groom." The room spun. Elvish sat down hard on a crystalline bench that adjusted to his weight. "But I didn't know. I never agreed to this." "That's what I've been trying to explain to Lord Theron and the High Council for 3 weeks. Chen said urgently. "In human culture, we require explicit consent for marriage, but in Calithran tradition, the act of saving a life creates an unbreakable bond. They believe you knew what you were doing." "I was doing my job," Elvish's voice rose. "I'd have pulled anyone out of that transport." "They know that, and they respect it. That's why they consider you worthy." Chen knelt beside him. "Look, you have a choice. No one can force you to go through with this. But if you refuse, It will create a diplomatic incident between our species. The Calithrans will interpret it as you rejecting their highest honor. It could damage the alliance. Elvish's mind raced through the implications. The United Nations Space Command and the Calithran Empire had been allies for only 5 years. The treaty was fragile, balanced on mutual respect and shared interests in containing the Vex expansion. If he walked away... "What about Elsa?" he asked quietly. "What does she think?" Chen's expression softened. "She's been learning about human customs, too. She knows about our concept of choice in partnership, but she also believes the bond between you is real. That you showed honor and courage that transcends species." A chime rang through the chamber, crystalline and haunting. "The zenith approaches," one of the Calithran attendants said, their voice like wind through glass. "The honored groom must decide." Elvish stood, his legs steadier than he expected. He thought about the woman, the alien princess, he'd pulled from fire and smoke. She'd been terrified but hadn't screamed. She'd thanked him in broken English, her crystalline hand cool against his burned shoulder. In her faceted eyes he'd seen something universal: gratitude, respect, and a fierce intelligence. "I need to speak with Elsa," he said firmly. "Before any ceremony. Just the two of us." Lord Theron appeared in the doorway, his massive form blocking the light. For a long moment no one moved. Then, slowly, the Calithran Lord's colors shifted to a soft blue. Approval. "A wise request," Theron said. "A true bond requires understanding. Come." They led Elvish through corridors of living crystal to a garden where bioluminescent plants swayed without wind. Elsa stood at the center, her form smaller than her father's but no less magnificent. Her crystalline body shifted through colors as she turned to face him. Nervousness, he realized. She was nervous. "Elvish," she said in accented English. "You did not know?" "No," he admitted. "But I'm here now." "You may refuse," Elsa said, stepping closer. "I studied your customs. I understand consent. I will not trap you in obligation." He studied her alien face, trying to read emotions in the play of light through crystal. "Tell me something. If our positions were reversed, if you'd saved me, would you feel bound?" "Yes," she answered without hesitation. "But more than bound, I would feel connected, as if fate brought us together for purpose." Elvish took a deep breath. The binary stars painted her in gold and amber. She was beautiful in a way he'd never imagined beauty could exist. "Then let's figure out what that purpose is," he said. "Together." Elsa's colors blazed bright with joy. Behind them, Chen sagged with relief, and Lord Theron's laughter rang like bells across the crystal garden. The ceremony at Zenith was unlike anything in human tradition, but as Elvish stood beside Elsa beneath the light of 2 suns, he realized something profound. Honor and courage weren't bound by species, and sometimes the greatest adventures began not with heroism, but with the choice to understand someone completely different from yourself. The human soldier and the alien princess exchanged vows that day, promises to learn, to respect, and to forge something new from 2 distant worlds. And in that moment, the future seemed as bright as the crystalline moon beneath their feet. The end.